Every night, the wise one. Hobby. Every night, I appreciate your understanding on the seagulls on the island are clever, cunning.
These acts of violence are for peace, not victory. Forgive me.
On ne passe pas the benefits of field mapping.
The enemies of peace shall be stamped out. Do not mistake me. La cloche sonne à nouveau. Désormais, elle sonne pour la paix. Les défaites conquises. The enemies of peace shall be stamped out.
Prions pour que cette victoire nous apporte la paix, fût-ce pour un instant.
Raindrops are like transient thoughts. They fall into the ocean and merge into a great.
Go on, spit it out! Or have all those long-winded administrative tasks totally destroyed your ability to get to the point?
You know something, don't you, Adler?
I'm simply learning to consider the consequences before I act. Some of the Foundation's committee members have gotten swept up in the prospect of an impending arcane war. If this goes on, Laplace mustn't become a pawn in their war games, or a bargaining chip for their faction disputes. In short, we need to submit our pre-storm protocol as soon as possible. Which means we need to figure out what the core of the toy box really is. No, whatever it is, we need to crack it open as soon as possible. Alright? If we hurry, we still have a chance to convince the talking heads at the Foundation to leave us be.
Huh! Enigma, are you actually begging right now? Quick, has the storm stopped? Has hell frozen over?
Whatever. Just give me an answer.
All right. It seems there'll be no solving our differences in the short term. So, I have a proposal. We submit 2 reports, and let the reviewers decide.
Fine. From a visual estimate, the perfect language covers everything in a 5-kilometer radius, with the tower as its center. On the beach outside this 5-kilometer area, the environment continues to exhibit signs of language disorder, a new type of storm syndrome. It deconstructs words into phonemes, the building blocks of sound, and uses them as the building blocks of matter. A handful of seawater contains 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 20 phonemes. Though clearly the phonemes themselves don't carry any meaning, they do leave room to construct one. The waves create a chiming sound, like bells. This seawater holds enough phonemes such that they may organize into morphemes, the smallest units of meaning. Monkeys may have an easier time putting Shakespeare together here than writing it on typewriters. It seems the wind strips even the quietest utterances into the smallest units of sound. Perhaps these symptoms can be understood as a language microscope, or maybe a scalpel. The environment dissolves and dissects every spoken word, leaving only its phonetic fragments behind. To use language is to quickly combine these pieces into specific sequences to create a meaningful utterance. Thus, one could view this entire environment as a simulation of language use. Bilabial plosive. Diphthong. Mid-central vowel. Nasal. The phonemes of poem. I see. It's encryption and decryption. Hardly foreign territory for me. It still appears like normal seawater in this container. Let's see if X has any suitable equipment to analyze its composition when I get back. I wonder, if I bring this vial of seawater to the tower, will its composition change? This language deconstruction phenomenon seems to have a limited range. Just now, the limit was around 2 meters. Crater attacks are common in the toy box. Go find the fellow with the glass tank for a head. I need to get to that tower.
You're the only one who has seen. You'll find a way, won't you?
If I waste time on things like this, I won't make any progress on the tower's function before the simulated storm hits. I need to finish the pre-storm protocol before Ulrich does.
If we wait any longer, our friend will get hurt. Please help us.
All the damn pleading. What is this, a time loop? Leads the way.
time still to avoid this fate.
Let's get this over with quickly.
There is no good.
All right.
Give it a little butter.
Sacrifice holds meaning only in its morning. Life is delicate and easily lost. Cherish life.
Encryption complete.
Eliminate what is false. Don't stick around for a fight you're bound to lose. But if you win, run fast. The police may be on their way.
Thank you for lending us a hand.
You again. I should have known. This is the only way to the tower. I saw you on my previous expeditions.
Oh, you're from the outside. This world is constantly resetting, so I'm afraid I cannot recall our previous encounters.
The last time I saw you, you were also on your way to explore the depths of the toy box. Is that the case this time as well? I built a tower there, in the depths, but nothing has changed. I'm no closer to finding out how to stop the storm in here. Listen to me. This is all a simulation, designed to help us find a solution to the storm. No matter what you do, everything will eventually reset to its original state. Nothing will change. You don't have to waste your time like this. You've already made this journey before, and it is difficult and meaningless.
I appreciate your concern. It appears this isn't the first time you've observed our actions. And I'm glad I was able to help you come to your conclusions. However, everything you've said pertains to your business as an outsider. From your point of view, perhaps your claims are correct. But I'll only know if your advice is meaningful to me once I get there myself, when I see that tower with my own eyes. In any case, I won't be the last to visit it. Perhaps whatever I leave behind will help those who come after. Like I've helped you. Besides, if you've already concluded that this is meaningless, why did you return? I'm heading out. You can heat up the leftovers in the fridge for lunch. Did you hear that, Adler?
What's the appeal of the mountaineering club anyway? At this point, even the neighbors are saying, looking for Greta? She's probably gone mountain climbing.
Or rowing. Would you like to come? Last time you joined me on the Covendo climb, before we'd even made it back, you said you'd never participate in any weekend sports events ever again. Chess, swimming, or doing those math problems you love? They're all worthy pastimes. There's no need to follow me.
I only came here to get a glass of water.
Sure. By the way, I need your help for something. What are you poring over now? Planning to lock up Papa's cigarette cabinet behind a code again?
That was just a visionaire cipher. A beginner's puzzle.
Anyway, if you have the time, could you mow the lawn in the back garden? It would make Mama and Papa happy. And you know, I've never asked, what's got you so dead set on Laplace? There are plenty of outstanding research facilities to choose from. Why them?
Because I believe we share the same ideals. There must be a theory that unifies everything in the universe. Because every puzzle has a solution. The world is like a crossword. If you follow the clues, you'll arrive at an answer. The only answer. An established theory. It's simple, clear, rational. Codes simply rearrange symbols according to a set of rules. Identify these rules, and you can decipher it. If we don't have an answer, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but rather that we haven't discovered it yet. I've attended lectures at Laplace. Their researchers firmly believe they can discover the truth. It's utter conceit. But that's the way it should be.
I see. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll receive an invitation from them soon enough. I've asked around. They all said age is no matter, nor whether or not you are an arcanist. Laplace opens its doors to geniuses. That's the only requirement. Won't be any trouble for you, Bruderherz.
Many people remember you. Even Musée 3's toy box has a chunk of data, still diligently simulating your stubbornness. But I'm sure you don't want to hear me prattle on about the past. The tower in the toy box. The Tower of Babel we used to solve the language disorder. It isn't the final solution. Yes, people are able to use verbal communication to understand each other again. Unprecedented, I know. But this has come at a cost. The piece's cognitive processes have all unified under the same model. Unanimous agreement, unanimous objection. Can this even be considered communication? Ulrich and I each set off on our own expeditions. But in the end, we both decided to destroy the tower and take its core. So, now we have a new problem to solve. The core has a combination lock. And I can't make heads or tails of it. I know. You wouldn't understand. This is supposed to be my specialty. Finding clues, cracking codes. All it takes for me is time. But my mind's gone rusty. Even my own thoughts have become unreliable. I haven't done any research of my own in a long time. Oh no. Just pointless meetings and endless paperwork. Trivial, inconsequential matters have absorbed my every waking moment, grinding the old gears in my head to a halt. I can almost hear them creaking when I try to get them turning again. Perhaps I've lost the talent I once had. Maybe one day soon, I'll be using one of X's inventions. Even his simplest robots couldn't do any worse than me.
Oh, Mr. Enigma. You're here too.
I have a meeting with the Foundation. This was on the way. You're here to see her again?
Yes, I've brought some new manuscripts for her to see. These manuscripts, I'm going to submit them to the Daydream Post. But I'm not sure whether I'll be rejected again. I used a different recording technique this time, based on the feedback Madame Hoffman gave me once. So, I wanted to show them to her before I got an answer from the magazine. I hope she can see that I've finally figured out what to do with my limitless reading. Instead of focusing on how much I can read, I've decided to focus on the specific truths I can glean from them, to record the story of the storm. Without betraying my own principles or Madame Hoffman's teachings, I've managed to find a recording technique that can realize my dream. Of course, it's definitely lacking in a lot of ways. Actually, Mr. Enigma, I never thought you'd come here. Oh, I don't mean it as a criticism. I only mean I understand how you were feeling. But I suppose now you're here, you've found an answer to that question?
Not yet. But staying like this isn't going to help me think either.
Well, reading takes time, and so does seeking proof.
Perhaps. You probably have a lot to say to her. I'll get out of your way.
What's wrong, Mr. Enigma?
Nothing. Here.
Oh, Vince.
Talk about using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. What a meaningless waste of resources.
Adler, if you aren't dealing with anything urgent, please return to Laplace as soon as possible.
What happened?
We've made some new discoveries regarding the tower's core. It changes when observed. We need to come up with a new plan.
As you can see, this is the toy box's core. After running it through some preliminary tests, we discovered its inner contents don't match up with any known arcane material. Our next step would be to record and analyze its center. But there's a problem. The matter and symbols floating in the core seem to change their state every time we observe it.
Are those gears?
I think it looks more like the black and white grid of a crossword puzzle. Adler, your observation right now, the observation of a cryptographer with very distinct interests and inclinations, has become a new influencing factor on the core.
I understand. Under these circumstances, analyzing its contents is pointless.
Precisely. But the problems don't stop there. Within the 3-hour period after the core's removal, the environment in the toy box descended into chaos, understandably so. The core has an unmeasurable quality. It stood to reason that the same quality extended to the toy box.
Hisabeth and I entered the box to verify this theory. With its stabilizing core gone, the environment in the toy box has also become affected by its observers. In fact, we found the level of chaos is positively correlated to the number of observers.
Observer effect. Changing environment.
Familiar, isn't it? Our current situation seems to share many qualities with artificial somnambulism. Hisabeth has gone to get reinforcements. Right on time.
Go on. Time's precious.
I'm sorry, but this isn't the same as artificial somnambulism. I don't come to this conclusion arbitrarily. I've been paying attention to your experiments on this toy box. Look. In your toy box, there's still a vending machine at the entrance to the Laplace laboratories.
It's true, but out here, that vending machine was removed 2 days ago.
Artificial somnambulism creates images based on subconscious memory. It's blurry and malleable. Even with our guidance, memories can still lie to you. That's why we use it primarily for psychotherapy, not simulations for experiments. It's likely this toy box is operating on a set formula based on the environmental conditions that were initially loaded, making it unable to generate things not included in its original dataset. Although your observations have turned into a chaotic mess for the time being, it has no inherent ability to change to reflect the real world. That is to say, the data in the toy box is from a static point in the past. If you don't update it, the vending machine will stay. It's this lag in data that gives it stability. That's the best I can offer.
No, your conclusion was very valuable. So it's clear, if we want to progress, there's only one way left. Return the core to the tower and let the toy box restabilize. Then reset it to stop this entropy and return it to its original state.
You mean we regenerate the outer layer of the core to create a combination lock that can easily be analyzed?
Correct. Considering the chaos in the toy box, this mission should fall to you and Ulrich. You two are the most familiar with its environment.
Why is our starting point always set here?
It seems the toy box is more stable than we expected. The topography hasn't changed at all, although we have lost line of sight to the tower.
Don't worry, we've already located the tower. Although there have been some slight changes, it still remains northeast of where you are. Just go ahead. We'll sync with your current position and route.
Oh, but can we assume that syncing our data out here won't trigger the observer effect?
Let's go. Please record the time intervals between the toy box's environmental changes.
Data's already been synced.
Enigma, Ulrich. The data is starting to fluctuate. The observer effect will most likely begin manifesting soon. Prepare yourselves. Oh, this is like a development on the Rorschach test. I can hardly wait to see what scenes might appear.
How did we end up here?
Environmental changes took 15 minutes this time. No change in the direction of the tower. Sure looks like a nice fishing spot you've ended up in.
As if we didn't have enough problems. A lake? What? Do we have to row a boat now?
I have no particular fondness for natural environments. I think this one's on you, Adler.
Good to see you finally grasp the most important skill of social interaction. Shifting blame. The last time I visited a lake was before I joined Laplace. Admit it, Ulrich. You're curious about them. What happened?
The data's becoming more volatile. The toy box is losing control.
At least the communicator's still working.
Which direction is the tower?
It's moved. Current position, unclear.
There's no easy way ahead for now, so we'll make a temporary stop here. Check the position again after the next cycle of environmental changes.
Wait, Adler.
Looks like we'll have to deal with this first.
There is time still to avoid this fate.
What odd cipher devices? I suggest we observe how they move first.
No, our time is limited. We should take a page from Medicine Pocket's book and take them apart.
There is no dead.
All right, I'll handle the tech support.
Sacrifice holds meaning only in its morning. Life is delicate and easily lost. Do not let yourself go home.
Encryption complete. An adequate sample. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. Hold on.
Please, go ahead. There is work left here to be done.
You two all right? We've got the data. The tower's new location, it's extremely close to your position. Wait, that's not right. It's on your position.
Yes, we're under the tower. That certainly saved us some effort.
If the toy box's environment is affected by its observer's thoughts, then did we arrive here so quickly because our goals completely aligned with one another?
Silo, a wish granter and psychoanalysis machine all wrapped into one. This would work wonders for my survey on arcane skills.
Right. Let's get the core into the tower and prepare our next steps.
Ludwig? Why is he still here?
Verdammt! X, can you follow Ludwig's trail? He's made off with the core!
Not a problem. We've got his arcane fluctuations on record. Just hold for a moment. The tracking data's been interrupted. We lost him after about 50 meters of flight. Mr. Ludwig has left. Or more specifically, disappeared. Huh. This is residual data. System error? It'd be best if you interrupt. Evacuate as quickly as possible.
All ready. Full restart.
Rita's badge. She really came all the way here.
Researcher Adler.
What?
They've issued the Force Quit Alert. No matter what you see, don't approach it. We have to avoid interfering with the data.
But... Going mountain climbing again? Where are you heading this time? Watzmann? Nebelhorn?
Spain, actually. To the tallest peak in the Pyrenees, Aneto.
You just finished a field mission. Shouldn't you take more than a day to recover?
I was only helping them establish an organizational system for the Arcanist database in Morocco, and I got plenty of sleep on the plane. What about you? Another late night of research by the looks of it? I've heard the people at Laplace are night owls too. You should fit right in with their schedule.
A genius's best thoughts always come at night. An overly poetic sentiment, to be sure. But I see it as a rational conclusion based on experience.
Remember?
I know, mow the lawn.
You look like you still have something to say.
This month, it is setting up an Arcanist registry. Last month, it was mediating an Arcanist dispute, cleaning up after the Foundation's mess. I don't think we need more examples. Greta, you're working like Mama sweeping the damn dust behind the door. She sweeps and sweeps, day after day, year after year, to abate a problem that could be solved by simply closing the window.
I know you aren't happy with always having to pick up after her in secret, but you shouldn't let Mama know that. But tell me, Bruderherz, do you think we should close the window forever?
No, what I meant was...
I never did properly tell you why I joined the Foundation. You're right. Field investigator work is as you say. But there are complicated procedures to follow. The actual situations are so simple, it hardly takes a genius to figure them out. Most of the difficulty comes from dealing with officials. It's entirely up to them whether they drop the red tape and empty rhetoric or raise their walls higher. And from a utilitarian standpoint, it's not a rational choice. After all, the promotion prospects are very limited.
Then why do you insist on doing it?
Adler, have you heard of Mount Godwin Austen? They call it K2.
The second highest mountain, after Mount Everest.
That's right. I like the name K2. Just a letter and a number. It's direct, bare, concise, unembellished. It perfectly captures the image of a brutal peak. That mountain has a higher death rate among climbers than that of the world's highest peak. Once you choose to climb it, you've already put your life in the harsh hands of nature. Even among mountaineering clubs, amidst the praise for your determination, I trust the majority of people would still exclaim, "Do you have a death wish?"
I don't follow.
The view from the peak of K2, it's different from yours, from the University of Göttingen, or from any other place in the world. That's what those people with a death wish are trying to obtain. Of course, most Foundation field investigators don't face such extreme conditions. I don't understand Arcanum. I don't understand the Arcanists it creates either. But these things are deeply rooted in our world. The Foundation is a great fulcrum, a window, a place to observe, and to participate. Even if I wanted to, there's no avoiding dealing with all kinds of Arcanists and Arcanum. They hide, tucked away among the many interwoven branches of bureaucracy. This is a view gained only by joining the Foundation. Each Arcanist becomes a new case study, because no matter how bizarre the phenomenon, once it is systematically documented and analyzed, it always falls into a chain of logic. Adler, Why are you looking for a unified theory?
To make the world concise, summarizable. It must be noble and reliable to be suitable for life.
Do you think society can also have such a theory? Something that can integrate all this disordered, chaotic fragmentation and allow arcanists and arcanum to find a place among rationality? I believe that's what I'm doing now. I see these endless missions as brute force exhaustive research, like foolishly trying to count every grain of sand on a beach. Once complete, it will give a full view of both humans and arcanists, founded in rationality and worthy of trust. You could call it Hoffman idealism. It certainly seems to be in both our blood, Bruderherz.
All right. Isn't it by time you left?
I heard Laplace is experimenting on arcane skill fusion these days. They plan to distribute equipment infused with the power of incantations to us investigators.
I'm not going to put my faith in some inexplicable magic weapon.
I expected you'd say as much. Then this might be more your speed. It's a Luger pistol, a regular firearm able to be disassembled and reassembled as you see fit.
A pistol?
I also have one. It's a Foundation-issued pistol for field investigations. I'd say I already have a solid eye for it.
Greta, what kinds of missions are you going on that require guns?
While extreme circumstances are rare, they are bound to happen eventually. In those cases, it doesn't hurt to have a gun. That goes for both of us. I'm heading out now.
Greta, wait!
Time waits for no one, Bruderherz. I have to go eventually. For every mountain in the world, there will always be someone who seeks to climb it.
Mr. Adler?
You've been out of sorts during our recent meetings, Adler. You should get more sleep. Sleep is a vital function for humans.
Thank you for your considerable insights into human nature. But that's quite enough. Now, to our current situation. We need to figure out our next steps. Ludwig's reappearance has introduced a serious problem. The core is no longer in our hands. Our crossword puzzle has been torn to shreds, and we have no leads to speak of. Even the most skilled cryptographer can't reverse engineer a key out of thin air.
Seems like an easy fix to me. I say we take apart the toy box. Ludwig and the core are both in there, right? So take it apart. Let all its elements reset to their original states individually, then it'll be a breeze to analyze.
That's too reckless, Researcher Medicine Pocket. Dismantling the toy box might cause significant data loss. Or possibly even destroy the toy box itself. Then we'll be without any research subject at all.
Well, sitting here overthinking everything isn't gonna produce any results either.
Just reset it. We can continue with our original plan.
The toy box remains unstable. If we reset it in its current condition, there's no telling whether we'll return everything to its original state, or just cause even more chaos.
Ludwig's signal is still near the tower. We'd better come to a decision before he leaves.
No more hesitating. There's no use in waiting. Plus, since the data is restored after each reset of the toy box, we can start by assuming that the mishap with Ludwig has been fixed. We start with a hypothesis, then we test it.